There is no way that I can record a chapter on creating a Facebook personal account without talking about privacy. Privacy is probably the most critical issue having to do with Facebook that anybody ever talks about. And the problem is that you think that nobody can see what it is that you're writing. Nobody can see your contact information. Nobody can see your bio except for your friends. And that is not the default situation with Facebook. I think it used to be, but not anymore. So I'm sure that the Facebook Essentials title here on lynda.com covers privacy in a lot of detail. But if you are not watching that and you're actually creating your Facebook account from scratch along with me here, let me veer a little bit and tell you about privacy and what it is that you should be changing. We want everybody to see what you write on your Facebook pages, and we'll be creating pages later on in this title. But for your personal account, you probably don't want everybody to be able to see everything that you post. So to change your privacy settings from the default, or to check to see what they are right now, go to the Account tab at the upper right, click it, and choose Privacy Settings. The recommended privacy settings is that everyone who happens to go by your page on Facebook, even if they don't have a Facebook account themselves, can see your current status, that's all of your posts and any photos, your biography and quotations. If you have said like 2 or 3 people on Facebook where you're brother and sister and mother and father, it's like you can set up special friends called family members. They can see who that is. If anybody tagged you in a photo or video, then not just your friends can see that, but also their friends. It's not quite as bad as everyone in the known universe, but sometimes you might have a friend that has 500 friends and you don't know any of them. If that friend happens to tag you in a photo, then all their friends can see that photo. So you might not want that to be true. And all these you can change. To change the settings, click Customize Settings. And for example, your posts, you might want to say not everyone can see it, but only friends. Or you could come here to Customize and say the only people who can see this would be specific people. And remember, we did this when we talked in the last video about lists, is that you can enter a list. So you can say only family can see these things by default. You can add more than one list. So if you have family and colleagues and close friends, if you've made multiple lists, you can say that. You can include all those lists if you wanted to. I'm actually going to delete that. And instead, I usually just say friends only. Now this will change the default for the things that you do, but you are always given the opportunity to override that default whenever you make a post or tag somebody in a picture and so on. So who knows your family members on Facebook? Again, you can change this to friends only and relationships and so on. If you don't want everybody in the world to know what your website is, you can change that. And then you can continue using the same kind of interface to change all these other settings. When you're done making changes, you don't need to click Save. They've automatically become your new settings. And if you want to see what that looks like, you can click Preview My Profile to see what a stranger might see. But I definitely recommend that you change a lot of these settings from the default everyone to your own custom settings.